started self love was I started looking at myself in the mirror and telling myself, I love you. If nobody got you, I got you. If I met you in person, I would rock with you. You all that in a bag of chips. You're actually awesome. I would look at the parts of myself that I didn't like, and I would say, you look good. And it's called mirror work. And at first, it feels really weird, right? But nobody's there, and who cares, right? That's between you and you. And I would really be looking in my eyes, and I would talk to my inner child, which is who I was when I was little, when I went through things. I would talk to that person, and I would tell that person in the mirror, like, you're so strong. I would compliment myself. And really, the things that people said about me that weren't true, but when I was young, I would feel like, what? That's not true. That's not how I am. But it would still affect me, of course, because I was a child. So a part of my mirror work was I had to address that. I would look myself in the eyes and I'd have conversations with that child. Um, and for me personally, I was bullied when I was in elementary school. I'm not, you know, now I know what it was about. But then I really, some mean girls really had me convinced that, like, my personality was just unlikable and, like, ew, like, and it really messed with me. It made me go into seclusion, really think. Now I realize, now that I'm an adult, that it was about some little boys in class who, I guess, the girls had a crush on, and they heard the boy had a crush on me. And the only reason why I'm putting this together now is because we're all grown up, and the boy who the girl had a crush on, and it was a friend group, they both had a crush on this guy. And so now he and I are cool as adults, and he was like, yeah, I always loved you, Casey. I always thought you were so beautiful and sophisticated. I mean, I'm a child. He said I used to come to school as not workout Barbie, career Barbie. My mother used to dress me up like it was career day at school. Anyways, but he was telling me all about this, like how he viewed me. And I'm like, what? This is the time when my self esteem was the lowest as a child because these girls were bullying me. And he was like, oh, they were just jealous because all the boys in the class liked you. And I'm like, oh, but for me, I was concentrating on, I thought these little girls were my friend, right? And, when you're in elementary school, all you thinking about is making friends and having friends. Like, that's it. And I really thought that these little girls were attacking me and my personality or whatever they could because they really had me convinced I was unlikable, right? So now that I'm an adult, I had to address these things. I had to address these things that created me not to love myself because of how someone else treated me or what someone else was telling me when I was vulnerable. So I looked in the mirror and I talked to that little girl. I talked to her. I'm not going to say every day, but I would talk to her probably once a week. I would talk to her in the mirror. Nobody knew I was doing it, but I started doing it. And I started that in 2020 when we were all inside. I started doing that. And I remember that song by Whitney Houston, The Greatest Love of All, was playing on the radio. And before I would hear that song and I couldn't relate. I believe the children are future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty that they have inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to know in anyone's shadow. I don't know that part. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I know it ends in me. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. I wish that on you because I started realizing that if I was looking for a friend, I'd look for a friend just like me. And that gave me comfort. It gave me confidence. And it gave me self-love. And before I was looking for love from others, right? And I wasn't finding it at the time. And I started finding it myself in the mirror. So I encourage you to do the mirror work when no one's around, when you're in the bathroom. It's just you and that child inside. And it's going to make a huge difference because that child is listening. And that child is your subconscious. And I'll leave this with a little fact, scientific fact. Your subconscious rules 95% of your day. So you got to talk to that little person inside of you that was hurt, that was abandoned, that was broken, that was put down. And lift that child up now that you're an adult. And it's going to work wonders.